All right, I'm gonna make some short videos from now on. I tried a lot of long form videos with editing. It's just not working for me. Everybody has their style. I was just gonna say, one of my favorite things, I'm on a morning walk. It's very beautiful this morning, July 1st. It's gonna be really hot, so I got out here early. But one of my favorite things is to go on a walk and look deep into my forest, into the woods, and just see how untouched it is. Now, this is a little game trail, so the deer probably come through here, and I see them cross, but it's just so much fun to look in there and know that nobody's bothering it. It makes me so happy. I'll finish my walk with my dog, and apparently the neighbor's dog. He's not in trouble though. He's a good boy. We're gonna go finish our walk, right, Hank? Come on. It's a bit long in here, but I'm really not worried about it. This is just the power lines. Eventually, this will be a winter sacrifice area for the animals, which sounds very different if you don't do rotational grazing. But this will be where we can put our animals when the fields need to recover, or maybe they're not growing grasses and things. And the sacrifice is the fact that all this beautiful grass will be eaten up and probably trampled. And we'll try to manage it in a way that it stays for the most part, but it won't be a heartache if it gets into a dirt lot-ish feeling from the animals being there too long. But we're gonna do a little bit more of a walk. If I sound a little weird, I've been very sick. I had an ear infection. Note to everybody out there, when you know how to take care of yourself, take care of yourself. Don't say, oh, it'll be okay. You know, just put it off. I had the worst ear infection and I can't hear anything on my left ear. So I'm currently hoping to feel better. I didn't do any of the things. Nothing. I didn't even try to like a warm pack. No tinctures, no drops, just sat there and let it get bad. So I thought fencing was more important. So I went about my day and white knuckled it until I was in too much pain and had to go to the ear tinker. But that's why I sound this way. And we'll all get through it. Luckily, God made us to where we can heal. But we're gonna finish our morning walk. Maybe do a couple more minutes with y'all, so it's not quite so super short. This is where my skull cap comes in, right here. Anyway, so I'll show you some of the fencing since we're here with you. Hank. Ugh. All right, we've done a really good job, honestly. A really good job. So y'all might not do this, but this whole area was, they treed it, like they harvested the trees and then just left slash piles when we moved in. And we had this whole area mulched. Forestry mulching is when they come in with a big machine that looks like something out of Fern Gully and grinds everything up into wood chips. So the only thing that was here was wood chips. And right here we've been driving through, we've created compaction that's just horrible, and it's gonna stay forever. And Tristan and I, my son, have decided we're just going to, we don't really like tillage, but we're just gonna till the tire marks when we're done, when we're finally done with the fencing. We're just gonna till just the tire marks, and the weeds that come up, it's fine, whatever. At least it releases that compaction quickly and then it can settle out. But other than that, the grasses really are beautiful in here. We've spent a couple years, we did seed. We threw out seed we had from Utah. God knows, I was just like, well, it'll take or it won't. It wasn't something we bought for this area. It wasn't anything invasive or anything crazy, but just grasses and different legumes and beets and things for pasture. And we just threw it out the first year because you may as well try. We broadcast seeded it and we chopped down all the weeds on top of it so that it would kind of give it a little bit of a, almost like it was buried. And I don't know what did and didn't come up, to be honest. And then the next year we seeded with some rye. And then the next year we seeded with some rye. We did some rye. Now this is not rye. We're in the summer. Rye dies back. But what we've been doing is taking the long way that animal management would give us. So animal management, if we ran animals through here, they would cut down all the weeds. They would eat down the grasses. They would trample and fertilize. And then we'd move them around. That's the whole, well, not the whole idea, but one of the biggest ideas of rotational grazing. And then you come back when it's really big again and they do it all over again. And one of the hard parts is selling that to somebody who doesn't live in this world of regenerative farming. So my husband was like, that doesn't make sense. We have no grasses. We can't have animals. And I said, well, we don't have grasses. We have, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So for a couple years, sorry, I'll get to the point. For a couple years, we've just mowed it. We've done the mechanized grazing that a grazer would do and chop and drop it onto the floor. And what that has done is allowed us to get rid of all the baby trees. So let's see, this is a sweet gum over here. A lot of these trees are good. We're gonna keep all the good trees. And what I call good is not a trash tree. And people, oh, trash tree. Well, a trash tree is these sweet gums right here. They're softwood. They're pretty, but they grow really fast. They drop hard little spike balls on the floor. They do have a medicinal value, but when they pop up like dandelions, it's just more trouble than it's worth when we have great trees like this oak over here. And then we have some ash and some different trees. I'm still learning how to identify. I'm not that great, guys. Anyway, they pop up like dandelions throughout the whole yard. And so we come in here and we mow so that we can cut down on the dewberry so it doesn't take over the grasses, so the grasses can come up in between, and so that any trees that are trying to come up will be cut off before they have a chance to get much further. We've done that so many times in here now because we've been on this property. Let's see, we cleared it the second year. We've been in this area for maybe 4 years doing this, that we've done it so long now that the trees have kind of stopped coming up. They run out of energy. You chop them down and they go, oh yeah, I'm just gonna come back up, and then chop them down and I'm just gonna come back up when they're little babies, and then eventually they just say, oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm not gonna grow anymore, and I'm not gonna try. Okay, here. So they come up like this, and that'll get pretty tall pretty quickly. And then we'll come in with the mower and it'll chop it. And that is gonna keep this open because we're looking for silvopasture, which is enough tree coverage for some shade, some diversity, but also the grasses can get growing real nice and the animals can come through here. So anyway, we spent a couple years doing that. We did it up here too. Actually, that was one of our better places for grasses, but we decided to put this building in instead. So it's kind of, it took away some of that grasses, but not a whole lot. So we're hoping to get about 5 acres rotational over here. And I've seen some people doing rotational grazing with 5 acres, and all the animals I want to do, they do move them a lot. And I think they do 1/4 of an acre at a time, but this is just me musing out loud because I'm on my walk. But you know, my beautiful grasses. I guess I could look at the sky. The sky's beautiful too, guys. But I'm looking down, so this will need to go. We're just about done with the fencing though. We've got it. It goes all the way around, down this way, all the way through here. We got a little gate right there. That's where we came in. All the way back, and then it goes back this way. You can see there's no fence there. It ends right, oh my gosh, where's my finger? There. And then we need to finish that little bit, and then it's behind these trees, and it goes to about there. So really just that corner. I'm hoping to finish that honestly today, maybe tomorrow. I just heard from my friend, she needs me to come. She's out of town and she needs me to come get her animals because they need to be eating and things, and they've cleared her pasture, but she's not gonna be home very soon. So I said, no, I'll just bring them here and they can help clear it with my goats. And it'll all work out really good, I think. But we're almost done. That's what I was getting at. Maybe today or tomorrow. And then we'll bring them in here, and my goats from the other side will come over here, and they'll eat the grasses and the other stuff, all the other stuff. See, there's some oaks coming up here. And I'll have to go through soon. I'm not sure if I'll do it before the animals come. Anyway, I want to keep things like a nice oak tree. And so I don't think that's necessary here, because eventually I don't want as many pines as we have. Now, I live in East Texas, and the piney woods are here, and it was naturally a piney forest, but they just kind of strip mowed all of the pines here. So most of these pines are not native pines. So it's not like I'm creating devastation. These were all planted, and we'll keep them because I love the pines, but not too many all together. So there's like a bunch together. I want more deciduous hardwoods coming in here long term. But so like everything over here, a bunch of this is pine. So I'll come over here and pick out like baby trees that are coming up that I want to keep and put protection on them with the animals in here. But it's very tall. But they're gonna come in here and clear all this for me, clean it up. This is the side I was talking about where the grasses had come in really nice. We'd actually done a nice cover crop over here, and it seeded and it did itself really well. But this side's really good because we didn't touch it. This side got a little damaged. So there's some bare soil over there. We don't want bare soil. Yeah, short video. I'm gonna go have my thoughts all over the rest of the property. And have the rest of my walk. But I wasn't here to lecture you guys or talk a million years. I just wanted to make a quick little video, tell you I'm not dead. Everything's fine. Life can be a little challenging sometimes, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. Still working on things, promise. And once we close in that side of the fence there, we'll have this whole area ready. Oh, and then real quick, keep it under 15 minutes. I'm gonna run a hot wire. I was up in the air how to do the electric over here to do rotational, but I'm gonna run a hot wire around on the top. And then what that'll do is create where I can come off of that to make areas for the rotational grazing to keep the animals sequestered into an area so that they eat there and then move on. So if they have any parasites or anything, they drop them there, they move on, they're kept off of that. So it rests, the grass regenerates, that comes back. And then also if they have any pests or anything, any worms, it goes down, they hatch, they go, I want an animal to come eat me so I can live in their gut, but there's no animals there to eat them. So it kind of breaks that cycle. And then by the time you go around and around and you do all over here, and then by the time you come back, the grasses have grown high. The parasites, they live on the soil level. They like the shade, so you're not getting to them. And even if there are some leftovers, you're not having that problem. I don't know. I'm going to try to explain the things I understand a little bit better, because it occurs to me if I don't say what I know, people won't learn along with me and they won't know what I know, if that makes sense. Like, I think you don't have to be an expert to share your knowledge. And in fact, we should all share where we're at, because we could all have different thoughts and not realize it. That could help each other as we're learning. Different points of view will always give you that. This is just beautiful. We've got some stuff. Oh gosh, that smells nice. Some stuff growing up on here. We've got the passion fruit over here coming up. I really don't mind that it grows up on the fence. The goats are gonna come eat this. And if not, I can come cut it. It's not a big deal. Look at that dew. Hasn't rained in forever. Dew is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go. Butterfly. Oh, sorry, it's too fast. Go finish my walk. And y'all have a beautiful day and happy July. And I'm not making any more promises about how often I'm gonna make videos, because when I try to do that, it stresses me out. I shut down, I just keep working on my work, but I don't make any videos. But I'd like to share with you guys, because I love where I'm at, and I want to share that with you. All right, y'all. Have a great day.